The name Tupac reverberates globally. Even if you're not a rap or hip-hop fan, you definitely know who Tupac is. Tupac wasn't just a rapper. He was a poet, an activist, and a revolutionary that fought for the rights of black people and was very outspoken in his views. The son of two Black Panthers, Billy Garland and Afeni Shakur. Even Tupac's stepfather, Mutulu Shakur, was a member of the separatist movement, the Republic of New Africa. That alone lets you know who Tupac was and what he stood for. He made songs speaking up for black women, professing his love for dark skin, speaking on police brutality and racism. In the time that we live in today, where cultural appropriation and forced acceptance of black erasure is prevalent, there's been quite a few jokes online that say, one day they'll portray Tupac as a white man. And some people say, that'll never happen. Tupac was black. He's part of black history, rap culture, hip-hop history, a musical legend. They can't whitewash Tupac. And you can't mention Tupac without mentioning the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls versus Tupac, East Coast versus West Coast, New York versus L.A. They go hand in hand. They were two legends in the same game at the same time, that even after their deaths, their names still go together in any conversation about hip-hop, old school or new school. But on March 10th, tickets will go on sale in Korea for a musical about Tupac and Biggie Smalls called All Eyez on Me, with an all-Korean cast, completely non-black. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, not a single black person in the entire cast, not even behind the scenes. A Korean production company called Link Company Seoul is about to start production on a musical about Tupac's life, and they clearly don't care what anyone thinks, as they've been openly blocking anyone on Instagram that opposes this expression of cultural appropriation and Asian washing of black history. Many people have gone to Instagram and Twitter to explain to this production company and the actors involved why this is offensive, and they still don't get it. Well, I say they don't get it, they don't care, because it doesn't affect them and is going to put money in their pockets. I know if this was the other way around and an all-black cast made a production of EXO, a Korean boy band, and was being portrayed by an all-black cast, I'm sure there would definitely be outrage. Or even if Bruce Lee's life was being portrayed by black actors, not only would Chinese people be offended and outraged, but so would other Asians of different nationalities. Because it's always a problem to offend and disrespect other cultures and races' legacies unless it's black people. Then it's a free-for-all. I mean, that's nothing new. They've been doing that for thousands of years. But God forbid you use a black actress for a fictional character that didn't exist, like Annie or The Little Mermaid. And before someone uses The Little Mermaid as an example of why this should be okay, Tupac was a real person that impacted black history in a major way. Tupac's image is not open for interpretation. This is not a fictional character or a mythological story. This was a real man with a real legacy. Last night, the Korean production company finally decided to address the outrage on Instagram by saying, "Hello, this is Link Company and Seoul, a production company of the musical All Eyez on Me. First of all, thank you for your interest in our performance. We're not interested. We're offended. The musical All Eyez on Me is just about a fiction based on story between Tupac and notorious B.I.G. No, this is not fictional. You're not going to try and lie to us and insult our intelligence. These men were not fictional characters. Whether the story is a fictional story, the characters are real. We declare that there are no relatedness to disrespect for black people or black culture. But there is disrespect. This is Asian washing of black history. We just want to bring up a mass media problem that two huge artists' death might be caused by virtual images created by the media. Also, this issue is still applying to us until today's life. Sometimes we become perpetrators of media violence on our own. No. Tupac spoke up about police violence and brutality and racism towards black people. His focus was black people and black people alone. Don't try to all lives matter Tupac's legacy. This is the message we are going to share about through this performance. It is not like you are worried about. I have no idea what it is not like you were worried about is supposed to mean, but we're very offended. So the production company have completely dismissed our feelings in this matter. Again, I repeat, if this was the other way around, there would be a huge problem. When Lil Pump said they call me Yao cause my eye's real low, and then made a sound effect that sounded like a swinging sword, but could have also been interpreted differently. They call me out me cause my eye real low. Many Asian people took huge offense to this, and as a result, Lil Pump censored the word Yao in his lyrics and removed the sound effect in his ad-libs.
They call me 'cause my eye real low.
That's a prime example of how other races and ethnicities' feelings are always taken into consideration. But when it's black people, we get BS Instagram posts like this as a response. But there's more. So in this picture, you'll see the man that is going to play Tupac, actor Jung In-seong. Really? This is who you have portraying the legendary Tupac?
Is this your king? Huh?
This is beyond disrespectful. Now you'll notice he has paint all over his face, and there's an explanation for that. And I want you to pay close attention to what they say. The promotional poster, in which the cast's faces are painted on with different colors, represents Tupac's appearance distorted by the media. The colors have their own symbolism too. Red to portray the violence of the media, and black for horror, and white meaning purity. Black for horror, and white meaning purity. Black for horror, white meaning purity. Wow. It gets worse. I managed to find an exchange between someone and the actor that will play Biggie on Twitter, where the actor tries to justify this obvious cultural appropriation and black erasure by comparing it to Nicki Minaj or Kendrick Lamar wearing Asian clothing, or Wu-Tang Clan using a Shaolin name. Firstly, these are not the same thing. Nicki Minaj isn't culturally appropriating Asian culture by wearing traditional clothing. She's not changing the names of the clothing or claiming that she invented them. The same with Wu-Tang. They aren't claiming that the name Wu-Tang is American. They're not trying to take anything away. I'll use my profile picture for example, a drawing of my face made in an anime style by Madame Mon Ami. She made a cartoon of me using an Asian style. She isn't claiming that the style is American. She isn't renaming it Angel May instead of anime. And I think too many people don't know what cultural appropriation is. Cultural appropriation isn't cooking food from different cultures or even wearing different hairstyles. It's when you claim it as your own, claim it wasn't invented by a certain group, or claim that it doesn't belong to a certain culture. It's just like plagiarism. If you give credit, then it's all good. But if you claim it as your own, then it's theft. I'll put a video in the description that will go into a lot more details and will help you shut that argument down. But this is more than cultural appropriation. This is black erasure. And as the term goes, whitewashing of black history. But in this case, Asian washing. But that's not all. The character that portrays Biggie is the only English-speaking actor in the cast, and he has this to say.
Why are a lot of black folks mad about an Asian person portraying a black character in a musical?
Are you being serious?
If the musical is not racist,
but it is racist,
or if the musical's intentions is to portray the struggles of the black race in a positive light and bring awareness to the culture of hip-hop, you know, the roots of hip-hop.
The roots of hip-hop are black. It was created by black people. Black people are the originators.
Which is deeply engraved in the East Coast, West Coast era, beef era, which is deeply engraved and stems from the struggles of the black people, that Tupac Shakur and his music, it transcends race. So I don't understand why so many black folks are so angry that I'm portraying Biggie Smalls, or an Asian cast is portraying like those characters. So how about let's all just relax for a bit.
They're telling us to relax. He literally said, get over it.
And look at the situation objectively. It's a musical that's portraying the black people's struggle in a positive light, without any racial slurs, without any demeaning or derogatory connotations, without any blackface makeup.
Portraying black struggle by not using any black actors? Wow. Black stories and black struggles without black people. That doesn't make any sense at all. In fact, it sounds like black oppression.
It's meant for an Asian audience with an Asian cast. And therefore, the story is tinkered to cater that audience, you know?
There are a lot of black people living in South Korea, and many of them speak Hangul. So that's not an excuse.
Before all these black folks on my Instagram about the musical, before they get all hyped up and angry, like, oh, an Asian cast portraying Tupac Biggie, before that, really try to, you know, understand where the musical's coming from. If the director of the musical, if the company that curated the musical didn't respect black culture or didn't love hip-hop, they wouldn't have made it a musical.
If they respected black culture, they wouldn't practice black erasure.
I got casted to play this role, you know? And from my perspective, why am I to turn down such a role? First of all, who in their lifetime has the opportunity to portray Biggie Smalls out of all people? Who in the hip-hop industry, which rapper has the honor and the opportunity to portray Biggie Smalls? So from my perspective, it's a great honor, you know. I'm from New York, you know. Second of all, it's a great opportunity for me to launch my acting career.
He's doing this for money, and he makes it clear that he will gladly be a part of something offensive and disrespectful if he has something to benefit from it. And the fact that he's from New York makes it even worse, because I know many people would say, but it's different culturally. They don't understand what they're doing. But this man just told you he's from New York, and he still doesn't care. I can't speak for Tupac, but based on everything I know and have read and listened to, Tupac will be outraged at this. This is a slap in his face, as well as black people globally. If Afeni Shakur was alive today, she would not have this. She wouldn't allow this. There's a petition that has been set up to stop this production going ahead, and I'll link that in the description too. The purpose of the petition is that if it gets enough signatures, it will be sent to the estate of Tupac to see if they can put a stop to it. Whether the petition works or not is a whole different story. But this example and the reaction really should show you that we have nobody but ourselves. This is nothing new in regards to Asian people and how they treat black people. And I'm not generalizing all Asians when I say this, but this happens in Japan, China, Korea, and other Asian countries. I have a few other videos about this topic that I'll link in the description, which will show you blackface in multiple Asian countries and how racist K-pop can be. We are not a costume. Stop stealing our culture and claiming it for yourselves. And stop erasing our faces from the history books. Peace, love, and coconut oil. Hey man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a black-owned, black-ran platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.